This is Matthew Yang from 3rd period Java, and my game is called Galaxy of Grammar. My educational goal is to teach children around grades 2 to 4 about basic grammatical concepts, the parts of speech in a sentence. The game would best be suited for students who know the basic knowledge of the parts of speech but need to master it. My game starts with this start panel over here, which gives instructions to the user. Basically, they need to shoot the aliens and then answer the question correctly. And they are able to move the ship by dragging the mouse horizontally. And when they hit an alien, a grammar question pops up, and they need to answer correctly to move on. So if you move on, there's my learn panel here, which gives them the different parts of speech, noun, verb, etc. And here my mentor helped me by telling me to alter the color of the font so that would be easier for the user to read and it would be a little bit more appealing to the eye. So that's one thing I changed. I thought it was a very good suggestion. Another piece of advice my mentor gave me was also to add this example panel over here, which I originally was not even going to have. But now that I've seen people play it, I see that this is very helpful as it gives them examples of what a question might look like. Is if you press the play button, aliens pop up one at a time, and if you shoot them successfully, a grammar question like this comes up, and the correct answer to this one is with, because that is the preposition there. And aliens come up one at a time, and you have to shoot them. And the reason why it's so laggy right now is because there's a lot of things going on. The computer was recording it all, and I just died there. So there are three ways to die, which are one by getting hit by an alien, another by getting hit by an alien missile, and by getting the question wrong. And once you die, you go to this end panel where it tells you how you died and what your score was, and just giving you feedback. So ways I showed multiple levels in my game was that there were different types of aliens. Some aliens disappeared in the middle and reappeared at the end. Some shot faster, some moved quicker. But in addition to that, I wanted to add different levels as a whole, or maybe have harder grammar questions and aliens, but I didn't have time to do that. If I had more time, I also would have liked to add more to the educational aspect, where if the user died because they got a grammar question wrong, in the end panel, I can explain exactly why they got it wrong and what the correct answer could have been, but I was not able to get to that. So here's the slideshow that I have with all the different concepts I used. So for the math data type uh, conversion data analysis, this is in the right question method in the question generator class. This is called an alien is hit, and the math.random is casted as an int, and it is multiplied by 11, meaning there's a number generated from 1 through 10, and this random number determines which question is showed up with an if-else statement to determine which question is brought up with the random number. The control structures or decision making. So this is in the action performed in the GOG panel, and there's an if-else statement which shows that if a certain button was pressed, it would go into here, and it would see the text of the button, and if the button was a certain text, then it would show the next panel or whatever panel corresponds to what that button would go to using the card layout. The arrays or data organization management is using the image. This is my background image, and in the top chunk of code, you can see that the image is received through get image, and the resource path is the name of the folder the image is in. It is then passed to the constructor of the fancy drawing board and renamed to bg image equals background image. And then in the clear method later on, it draws the image. The events and GUI interface is, I use multiple buttons, but an example of one is button start. So this button in the top chunk of text is received a size and a location and is added. And this button is actually set to the text of learn, because learn is the next thing that happens after the start panel, and I named the buttons button start, meaning it'd be on the panel of start. So if the command was learn, meaning it was a start button, the card would show learn panel, which is the next panel. So data structure or Y specific representations is, an example is the public static final string resource path, which equals images and sounds. This is the resource path, which shows the folder for all the images. So it's easier to just call this variable every time instead of writing images and sounds and being confused and stuff. And Showing like easy ways to name variables was in the J buttons in the bottom. I named it like button learn, button start, and if it was called button learn, that means it's the button on the learn panel. I hope this video helped you further understand my game.